In this video, we'll talk about how comparing ourselves to others can make or break our budgets. Social comparison is basically the human habit of measuring our own wealth and success by comparing ourselves to others. It's not a new concept. The psychologist Leon Festinger coined the term way back in 1954, explaining how we constantly evaluate ourselves based on how we stack up against those around us. Studies show this tendency can have a big impact both on our mental health and financial decisions. For example, a 2016 study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who frequently compared themselves to others were more likely to make impulsive purchases or go into debt just to keep up appearances. And it's not just in our heads, comparison actually messes with our wallets. So where exactly do these comparisons come from? In today's world, there is no shortage of ways to feel like you are falling behind financially. Now let's talk about some common sources of social comparison that might be messing with your money mindset. Now let's be real, Instagram is the king of making us feel like everyone else is living their best life 24/7. Whether it's influencers showing off luxury vacations, your friend's new designer bag, or even a random person's high-end coffee maker, it's easy to fall into "why don't I have that" trap. The result? You're tempted to spend money you don't have just to keep up with the highlight reel. And it's not just social media, it's your real-life connections too. I've had a friend casually mentioned they're headed on another European vacation and you're just hoping that paycheck stretches till Friday. Or maybe your co-workers are talking about their expensive weekend plans and you're sitting there thinking about your budget ramen dinner. These innocent conversations can make you feel like everyone else is leveling up and you're just leveling out your overdraft fees. Let's not forget how advertisers and influencers play into this game. Ads are literally designed to make you feel like you're missing out unless you buy their product. Influencers will have you thinking like you need that skincare routine that costs more than your grocery budget, or that life is incomplete without a Peloton. Before you know it, you're justifying a $300 face serum that you'll use once, all because some TikToker said it'll make you glow. You've probably heard the phrase "keeping up with Jonases." Well, it just now has evolved into keeping up with the Kardashians. Your neighbor just got a shiny new car and suddenly yours feels like a Flintstones mobile, right? This can lead to you spending money on upgrades, renovations, purchases you didn't even think you need before, all because of little neighborhood envy. You know it's unrealistic, but since celebs like Kylie Jenner flaunt their private jets and million-dollar closets, makes you wonder why you're still hunting for deals on Amazon. They make extravagant living look so easy, next thing you know, you're seriously considering buying the designer jacket even though you have no business acting like your budget is Kardashian-sized. These sources of social comparison are always around us, making it harder for us to stay grounded in our own financial reality. The key is to recognize when you're being influenced and make conscious choices that are good for your wallet, not just your Instagram aesthetic. Now let's talk about what really happens up here when you are constantly comparing yourself to others. Maybe you're not driving a luxury car or jetting off to Bali and suddenly it feels like you are falling behind. These feelings of inadequacy can lead to stress and even depression because it feels like no matter what you do, you're not measuring up. Social comparison can seriously dent your self-esteem. When you are constantly surrounded by hearing people talk about their financial success, it's easy to start thinking, what's wrong with me? This can lead to self-doubt or a cycle of negative thinking where you believe you're less successful or capable just because you are not on the same financial level as someone else. The pressure to keep up can create major anxiety around your financial choices. Every purchase becomes stressful because you're trying to balance what you actually need with what you think you should have based on what others are doing. And FOMO isn't just for parties or social events, it's real when it comes to money too. This fear of missing out can lead to impulsive spending or abandoning your long-term goals just to feel like you are part of the crowd. Social comparison can also bring out the feelings of jealousy and resentment. You start resenting others for their financial success, which can lead to unhealthy relationships and feelings of bitterness. But it can also cloud your financial judgment and decision-making. The purchases caused by impulse spending often come with buyer's remorse. You spend money that don't align with your true needs and values, and once the initial high of the purchase wears off, you're left with regret and possibly some financial damage. When we are constantly bombarded with images of wealth, it's easy to set unrealistic expectations for ourselves. You started thinking that if someone your age is driving a cool car, you should be too. These expectations can make you take on more financial risk, like overspending or racking up debt. So we've talked about how social comparison messes with our emotions, but let's take a step further. It's not just about how we feel, it's about how those feelings turn into actions. Marketing pros know exactly how to trick that sense of "I need that ASAP." You know those Instagram ads that magically know you were just thinking about buying a pair of Nike sneakers? Yeah, that's not a coincidence. They're banking on you wanting to look as fly as LeBron James in his latest kicks, and boom, you're $200 poor. It's the power of social comparison on steroids. It might not feel like middle school peer pressure, but it's still here. Your friends might not directly pressure you to upgrade your lifestyle, but when everyone's at brunch showing off their new swag, it's like the unspoken rule: upgrade or be left behind. Even if you have financial goals in mind, it's easy to cave when you don't want to feel left out or judged. There is also the broader societal influence. By age 30, you're apparently supposed to have a house, a Tesla, and a dog named Max. The pressure to fit in can be real, but so is the interest on that credit card if you try to keep up. The fear of looking like you are not doing well financially can be a huge influence. People often spend money they don't have to maintain an image. By the way, your look was fine without $200 accessory, but hey, now you could show it off on your next selfie. We touched on FOMO in the last section, but here is where it really hits hard. Social comparison can make us feel like we are missing out on good life if we are not spending like everyone else. The fear of being left behind can drive us to make impulsive financial decisions, often at the expense of our real financial goals. Even if we know it's exaggerated or unrealistic, it still sets standards in our minds. Media glamorizes the luxury life, and the next thing you know, you're on Google looking up how much a mansion in Hamptons costs. Spoiler, more than your bank balance, but dream big, right? Now let's be honest, social comparison isn't all bad. In fact, it can have some surprising benefits when it comes to your financial behavior. Sometimes seeing others succeed financially can light a fire under you. If you see a friend paying off debt or saving for a house, it can inspire you to get your own finances in order. It's like a healthy push to strive for your goals. Kind of like peer pressure, but in a good way. Social comparison can be also a great learning tool. You can pick up some smart money habits by observing people who are doing financially well, whether it's budgeting tips, investment strategies, or ways to cut unnecessary expenses. By comparing, you might learn a better way to manage your money that you hadn't thought of before. When you see others achieving financial milestones, it can help you set up realistic goals for yourself. Maybe a friend just hit a major savings target, and that gives you an idea of what is possible with discipline and planning. Social comparison, when done right, can help you clarify what you want and push you to get there. Social comparison is a double-edged sword. It can push you to improve and learn from others, but it can also derail your financial progress by creating stress, unrealistic expectations, and bad spending habits. The key is finding a balance. Use social comparison as a tool for growth and don't let it dictate your financial decisions and self-worth. And here is the good news. You can take steps to become more aware of it and avoid letting it mess with your finances. Here are some practical tips and strategies to help you stay grounded. Let's be real, social media is one of the biggest culprits when it comes to social comparison. If you find yourself feeling envious or dissatisfied after scrolling, take a step back. You don't have to quit social media entirely, but you can limit how much time you spend on it. You can also unfollow accounts that trigger comparison and focus on following the content that inspires and uplifts you. Like for example this channel, you will find plenty of useful content, so don't forget to subscribe. One of the best ways to fight the urge to compare is to get crystal clear on your own financial goals. When you have a specific plan in place, you're less likely to be swayed by what others are doing. Focus on what's important to you, not what looks good on someone else's Instagram. It might sound cliche, but practicing gratitude can work wonders. When you feel yourself slipping into comparison mode, take a moment to think about what you are grateful for in your own financial life. Maybe it's the freedom to manage your own budget, the fact that you have been able to save, or even just having a roof over your head. Gratitude helps shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. It's easy to assume someone else's financial situation is better than yours only on what you see. But remember, people present a highlight reel, not a full picture. That person with a luxury car could be drowning in debt. Or that friend posting a vacation pictures might have sacrificed their own savings to do it. Before you let comparison take over, remind yourself that you don't know what is happening behind the scenes. Instead of constantly looking where others are, track your own progress. Paid off a credit card, that's a win. Managed to save a little extra this month, another win. Focusing on your progress can help you stay motivated and less concerned about what others are doing. Your money should align with your values, not someone else's lifestyle. Take some time to reflect on what is important to you, whether it's financial security, experiences, or charitable giving. When your spending reflects your values, it's easier to resist the pull of comparison because you're living in alignment with your priorities. Sometimes it helps to talk to someone who understands your financial goals and keep you in check when you start comparing yourself to others. This could be a friend, a partner, or financial coach. Having someone to discuss ideas with and keep you focused on long-term goals can make you avoid making decisions driven up by comparison. Easier said than done, but learning to mentally detach yourself from the idea of keeping up is essential. Whenever you feel the comparison creeping in, take a step back and ask yourself, is this something I actually want, or am I feeling pressured by what others have? Training yourself to think critically in those moments can help you avoid impulse spending or financial regret. And I know I've said you don't need to fully detach yourself from TikTok, but if you can, try to completely unplug yourself from social media and the constant comparison game. Whether it's for a day, a two, or the whole week, a digital detox can help you reset, refocus on your goals, and remind yourself that your life and financial path are your own. In the end, social comparison is something we all deal with, but the key is being aware by its influence. By focusing on your own goals, learning from others without letting it drive your spending, and stay grounded in your own financial reality, you can avoid the pitfalls of comparison. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to know how negative childhood experiences can affect your wealth, click the link down below. Until the next time, stay aware and follow your own path to success.